The other day, a client of mine sent me this beautiful photo, and this is what she wanted. So she wanted white nails. I'm editing the video and I noticed, unfortunately, that the sound is off. It's the air conditioning blowing on the microphone. And I really did not feel like remaking the video. So I'm very sorry about the sound, guys. Sorry. And I work with Shellac, and I also work with nail polish. And in this video, I wanted to explain why this white look cannot be exactly recreated with Shellac or a regular nail polish. Because what you see here is not just a color, it's a technique. So this has been done, by the way, obviously these are not my nails, this is something that my client sent me, so I don't know 100% what this person used for this look, but I've been working with gel for many years, and well, now I work with natural nails only, but I started working with acrylic, with gel, so I have many years of experience working with these products. From what I think, this is probably a semi-sheer white gel, probably like a builder in a bottle. And I know that because obviously this is not a very sharp photo, but you can see here that the color is not very opaque in this area. It's almost like a gradient. So it's very opaque here, but it's very glossy. It has a lot of depth. So this is not a very opaque color. It's a color that's semi-sheer that has been built up. So there is more thickness here and there is less thickness here. And this is why you get that very soft, blurred look. And this is also why this is more sheer. So it's almost like getting a highlights where the color blends. It's different at the roots, and it's different throughout the length. So this is almost like going to a hairdresser and showing a picture of balayage, and that's how I guess you pronounce it, and saying you want this color. But this is not done with one color. The depth is achieved when it comes to hair with different colors, and it's actually hand painted. And when it comes to nails, this can be achieved with different thickness. So you would have, let's say, very thin amount of gel here, and then it's much thicker over here. So it's more opaque here and it's much less opaque here. And this, like I said, because it's done with thickness as well, you cannot have very thin looking nails. So this particular client does not like thicker gel feel. She wants very thin nails, and this would be very difficult to achieve with a very thin application. So let's look at the thumb and you see what I mean. You can see here that the product is built up and you see more sheerness here and here. So this is a different technique, simply because when you apply gel, especially a classic gel, you would apply like a glob of gel on top, on top of the nail, and then you would shape it. So you create much thinner application by the cuticle area, and then a little bit thicker throughout the body. With builder in a bottle, it's usually a self-leveling product. So you apply like a glob, like a bead of product, like a big drop of product, and then you guide it. But because it's self-leveling, it will shape itself like a drop. And when you're working with semi-sheer color, it's going to have very little coverage around the edges, right? And more coverage in the middle of the nail. And that is what creates that very soft, milky, almost blurred effect. And importantly, obviously, it also makes the grow out less obvious. And you can't really achieve the same look with gel polish that is applied in very thin coats, or a nail polish, a regular nail polish that is applied in very thin coats. Because when you apply a sheer coat, it's going to be sheer everywhere. When you apply a second coat, it's going to be a little bit less sheer, but it's going to be less sheer everywhere. And a third coat, you're going to gain more opacity throughout the nail. So when it comes to gel polish or polish, we can recreate the color, but not necessarily the whole look. And I have to say, working with sheer white nail polishes is not easy. This is this can be quite frustrating, especially if you have texture to your nails. If your nails have little ridges, if they have little imperfections, everything shows much more. So the best choice usually in order to get a nice even application is to use color that's sheer and then just build it up with coats. So usually 2 to 3 coats would be necessary. With C&D Shellac, because I have also a lot of experience with it, we honestly don't have good choices for this type of polish. If you want, I can make another video and show you the sheer nail polishes that I do have in Shellac, as well as maybe Dazzle Dry or some other manicurist as well. And I can show you how they look in 1, 2, and 3 coats, and I can explain which ones are easier to work with and which polishes are much more difficult to work with. And I have to say, I have few that I'm not even using because they're extremely difficult and extremely streaky, and I just discovered one of them that I didn't have a chance to use. Thank God I tried it on myself because it looked awful. Let me know if you are interested in that video and just put a comment below, and if I have enough interest in that topic, I will definitely make a quick video about that as well. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.